King Charles collapses. Camilla seizes control. And when Prince William discovers she tried to interfere with his father's life support, the royal world erupts. No more rumors. No more restraint. William demands justice, and the crown answers. Camilla isn't just exposed. She's banned from the palace forever. King collapses, and Camilla seizes control. September 15th, 2025. Inside a closed-door strategy session at Buckingham Palace, King Charles III suddenly collapses mid-sentence. Aides describe the moment as surreal. 1 second he was speaking about climate reforms, the next he was gasping for air, pale and sinking to the floor. Chaos erupts as security clears the room and palace medics rush in. Within minutes, Charles is in a private ambulance on his way to St. Mary's Hospital, unconscious and listed in critical condition. The royal household snaps into emergency mode. Prince William is notified while attending an engagement in Cardiff. Princess Anne, already in London, heads straight to the hospital. Both expect to be let in immediately, their family, senior royals, and part of the succession. But when they arrive at the hospital entrance, they're blocked. 2 royal protection officers stand firm. One speaks with hesitation. No visitors allowed without approval. Orders from the Queen Consort. Camilla, invoking spousal privilege, has taken complete control over Charles's care. Not only does she restrict access, but she's also claimed the right to make all medical decisions. Hospital administrators, bound by legal precedent, comply. No one, not even Charles's children, is permitted to see him unless Camilla says so. William is furious, but he holds his composure. He demands clarification. Who approved this lockdown? The answer is chilling. Queen Camilla has declared full caregiving control for the king's peace and safety. Back at the palace, things get stranger. While Charles lies unconscious, Camilla begins giving orders, not just to household staff, but to security, press officers, and scheduling aides. Multiple palace departments report that Camilla is acting as if she's already queen in power. Some refer to her quietly as the Shadow Monarch. Whispers begin to spread. Why is she isolating Charles? Why is she moving so fast? Why shut out the next in line? Camilla brushes off questions with a rehearsed calm. The king needs rest, no stress, no disruption. But to William, it doesn't add up. His father could be dying, and Camilla's response isn't panic, it's control. He turns to Princess Anne, whose face is unreadable, but her silence speaks volumes. Something is deeply wrong, and William knows. Camilla isn't just guarding Charles. She's positioning herself for something bigger. Hospital lockdown. William and Anne are shut out. The next 24 hours bring no comfort, no clarity. Only a tightening grip from Queen Camilla. No updates, no doctors briefed beyond her. King Charles remains sedated, unconscious, his condition described only as closely monitored. Yet even those words are spoken only through press statements, cold, vague, and clearly controlled. Inside St. Mary's Hospital, the atmosphere shifts. Prince William, pacing outside the secure private wing, grows increasingly tense. His calls go unanswered. Messages are ignored. Royal protection officers now defer to hospital protocol. He corners a senior nurse with the calm fury of a son barely holding it together. Why are we being shut out of our own father's bedside? The nurse doesn't look him in the eye. Her voice is professional. but it cuts like ice. The patient's spouse has authorized privacy. You'll have to speak to her. Camilla! She's invoked exclusive caregiving rights, a legal technicality that gives her full control over who sees the king, what treatment is shared, and who gets briefed. And she's using it to full effect. Even Princess Anne, who stood beside Charles through every major milestone, is barred. Not even for a 5-minute visit. Behind the scenes, staff are rattled. It's not just the lockdown. It's the way Camilla is operating. She's restructured the schedule, canceled key briefings, and requested a full review of succession protocols. She's met with legal consultants, not to protect Charles, but to protect her place in the line of power. Aides start whispering. Why is she isolating him? Why now? What is she planning? William isn't just being blocked. He's being sidelined, on purpose. At night, Camilla slips into the king's room alone. No nurses remain on watch. No royals are allowed in. She arrives late, dressed elegantly, quiet heels echoing down the sterile corridor. To the cameras, she's the picture of grace, the devoted wife, the caretaker. But the hospital walls feel heavier, colder. Staff feel it. So does William. From the end of the hallway, he sees her enter. He doesn't follow. Not yet. But he listens. He leans against the door, heart pounding, and hears something faint. Camilla's voice, whispering. Her words are too quiet to catch, but the tone isn't grief. It's measured, sharp, deliberate. She's not saying goodbye. She's saying something else. William steps back. He says nothing to Anne. Not yet. But in his mind, a line has been crossed. This isn't just protocol. This isn't about Charles's peace or privacy. It's something else. And the question starts creeping in, louder with each passing minute. What if this isn't just overreach? What if it's a plan? And what if Camilla's endgame is the throne itself? The queen who wanted more than love. At first, it all looks routine. Camilla arrives at the hospital every evening just after 9 p.m. No security, no media. She walks in with a bouquet of flowers and leaves with a carefully crafted smile. Doctors call her attentive. Press call her devoted. But inside Charles's private suite, it's a different story. Behind the closed door, Camilla maintains her performance only for a moment. Once alone, her voice changes. Her tone sharpens. She pulls a leather folder from her bag, legal paperwork, sealed envelopes, and handwritten notes. She's not here to grieve or hold his hand. She's here to cement her power. She begins reviewing estate provisions, legal access, succession lines. She meets privately with 2 royal lawyers and whispers about updating protections. She wants clarity, not about Charles's recovery, but about her status if he doesn't wake up. That's when she finds it. Buried within the sealed 2024 will, Camilla sees exactly what she feared. Charles had made it official. Upon his passing, Prince William is not only the heir to the throne, but the executor of the family estate. Camilla receives no new titles, no expanded authority. She remains queen consort, and nothing more. Her expression shifts. She grips the paper tighter. She stares at Charles, unconscious and unaware. And then she leans in, her voice low and bitter. I never loved you. I loved what you gave me. She pauses. But the throne? That was always mine. What Camilla doesn't know is that William is standing just outside the door. He had arrived early. Security had stepped away for a moment. and through the small crack in the hallway, he hears everything. He doesn't barge in. He doesn't say a word. He simply steps back into the shadows and waits. The moment of horror. Caught in the act. The next night feels heavier. Prince William returns to St. Mary's Hospital, not as a royal, not as a son of the crown, but as a man chasing a feeling he can't shake. He doesn't bring security. He tells no aides. It's just him, moving quietly through back corridors with a single thought gnawing at him. Something is wrong. The hospital is dim, the air still. Charles's suite remains under Camilla's control. No new visitors allowed. William walks slowly down the hall and stops just outside his father's room. The door is shut, but the frosted glass along the edge offers a partial view. Inside, Camilla is alone with the king. The room is quiet. The heart monitor pulses rhythmically. The green line spikes and dips like it always has, steady, fragile, human. William stands still, watching, waiting. At first, there's nothing unusual. Then, movement. Camilla leans forward, her posture strange, one hand brushing the rail of the bed, the other lowering near the ventilator tubing. Her fingers hover too long. Her body shifts slightly. She glances over her shoulder as if to check the door, not out of concern, but calculation. A soft alarm beeps. William tenses. Camilla doesn't react at first. She moves again, subtle, deliberate. Then, suddenly, the machines erupt. Red lights flash. The ventilator shrieks. Charles jolts. His body convulses, arms trembling, head snapping slightly to one side. A nurse's emergency light flares to life. Panic fills the hallway. "Code Blue? Room 5? Camilla leaps back, shrieking, "Help! Something's wrong! He's crashing!" But her voice is too high, too rehearsed. It doesn't sound like fear. It sounds like performance. William bursts through the door, just as doctors and nurses flood the room. His eyes scan the scene, but he's already seen what matters. The moment before the chaos, the seconds that weren't caught by staff. Camilla backs away, hands up, breathless. "I just touched the bed, I swear. He was already unstable." William says nothing. He watches as Dr. Harrington and his team stabilize Charles within minutes. Oxygen is adjusted. Medication is administered. Slowly, the alarms fade. The room calms. The king survives. But the tension does not. The medical team exchange silent glances. Everyone feels it. The unnaturalness of it all. The timing. The presence, the panic that arrived too late and too loud. William locks eyes with Camilla. He doesn't yell, doesn't accuse. He just stares. And in that stare, everything is said, "I saw you. You crossed the line, and I won't let it go." Camilla falters. Her breath catches. She tries to explain again, but no one is listening. Her grip on the situation is cracking. She slips out quietly before anyone can question her further. No one stops her. No one escorts her. No one even calls her, "Your Majesty." Her reign ends in silence. The king is safe. For now. But in William's mind, the war has begun. What once was suspicion is now something more dangerous. It's evidence, and soon the world will see it too. Let me know if you'd like this style applied to any other chapter. Camilla points the finger, and rumors explode. The hospital incident rattles the palace, but Camilla doesn't retreat. She strikes first. Within hours of Charles's near-death episode, whispers start swirling around London. Nothing official, nothing traceable, just quiet leaks to carefully chosen media contacts. A single phrase begins popping up in early reports. Sources claim Prince William was late to the hospital, and Charles crashed shortly after. A cruel narrative takes shape. Tabloids run headlines like, "Timing or tension? Was William too late to save the king?" Prince's presence sparks crisis. What really happened in St. Mary's? Behind the scenes, palace staff are stunned. Everyone knows William was already there. Everyone knows Camilla had blocked him. But facts don't matter when Camilla weaponizes perception. In online forums, hashtags begin to trend. #, where was William? #, not my future king. Twitter and TikTok fill with fake theories, doctored timelines, suspicious commentary. It's an organized smear, and insiders know exactly who's feeding it. Even palace aides begin murmuring, "She's shifting blame. She's spinning the story. She's panicking." But the damage spreads fast. What began as an internal crisis becomes a global media circus. Royal commentators debate the future of the crown. Some even suggest that William's judgment may be clouded by ambition. And through it all, Camilla remains silent in public, letting the storm grow while painting herself behind closed doors as a devoted wife under pressure. William watches it all. Every headline, every rumor, every lie. He doesn't speak, not yet, but his jaw stays clenched. His messages go quiet. Even his aides tread lightly. Because the son who was raised in the shadow of loss is no longer grieving. He's getting ready to fight. A son's vow. William launches his own investigation. The turning point comes quietly, behind the closed doors of a secured communications room inside Kensington Palace. No cameras, no press, no outside noise. Just Prince William, staring at the surveillance logs from St. Mary's Hospital. He demands access to all security footage from the night of the incident. At first, administrators hesitate. Then he speaks a single sentence. "This is not just family. This is national security." The tone changes. Within hours, digital copies of the internal footage are delivered to the palace under full confidentiality. William sits down with his top advisor and Dr. Harrington, one of the king's trusted physicians. They press play. The video is silent, black and white, time-stamped. September 16th, 2:12 a.m. There she is, Camilla, alone in the room. She walks to Charles's bed, whispers something close to his ear, then places her hand directly on the ventilator port. Not the bed, not the sheet, the equipment. Seconds later, chaos. The ventilator alarm blares. Charles convulses. Camilla jumps back, wide-eyed. She presses the emergency button and screams for help. But the footage doesn't lie. It shows exactly what happened and who triggered it. Dr. Harrington leans back, stunned. "If this gets out, the monarchy will never be the same." William doesn't flinch. He rises to his feet, takes a long breath and says, "She put her ambition before his life. My father trusted her. She betrayed us both." Hours later, Charles wakes, groggy but aware. William sits at his bedside, holding his hand. He doesn't tell him everything, just the truth that matters most. "I saw it. I have proof. And I won't let this happen again." Charles nods, eyes full of quiet grief, voice low but clear. "End this. I give you my power." A royal reckoning, press conference of the century. The official announcement comes on the morning of September 18th, 2025. A simple message posted to the royal family's website and social channels. A joint statement will be made today by His Majesty the King and the Prince of Wales. 4 p.m. BST, Buckingham Palace. Within minutes, the world goes into overdrive. The media floods London. Cameras line the gates. Commentators scramble to make sense of what's coming. Rumors swirl. Is the king abdicating? Is William ascending sooner than expected? Is there a health update? No one expects what's actually coming. At exactly 4 p.m., the Grand Hall of Buckingham Palace falls silent. King Charles III, pale but standing, walks in slowly beside Prince William, who wears a dark navy suit and a face carved in stone. Behind them, Princess Anne, silent, strong, unflinching. William steps to the podium. His voice is measured, but every word lands like thunder. In recent days, serious actions were taken that put the life of His Majesty at risk. Actions not rooted in care, but in ambition. Gasps ripple through the room. He continues, "We have reviewed the evidence. Surveillance footage, testimonies, and medical records confirm deliberate interference with the king's treatment." Then, without flinching, the footage is played live. The moment Camilla tampered with the ventilator. No voiceover, no opinion, just truth. The room goes ice cold. William turns to the king. Charles, visibly shaken, grips the podium and speaks. "With a heavy heart, I must announce that Camilla, Queen Consort, is hereby stripped of all royal titles, privileges, and status. Effective immediately, she is banished from Buckingham Palace and all royal residences." Before the shock can settle, the doors slam open. Camilla bursts into the room, disheveled, screaming, "Lies! This is a setup! I protected you! I built this!" Security steps forward. Anne gives a small nod. Guards gently but firmly escort Camilla out as flashes from cameras capture every second. The moment goes viral instantly. And just like that, in front of the world, Queen Camilla is no more. Global fallout. Camilla's fall is complete. The reaction is swift and brutal. Within hours, headlines blanket every major publication across the globe. Camilla banned. Palace betrayal caught on tape. William and Charles expose royal saboteur. Across social media, the public explodes with shock, anger, and vindication. Hashtags trend worldwide. Hashtag Camilla exposed. Hashtag justice for Charles. Hashtag long live William. Camilla's name is torched online. Sympathy is non-existent. The footage becomes the most viewed royal clip in history within 12 hours. News anchors, journalists, even international leaders release statements of support. Not for her, but for William, for Charles, and for the strength of the monarchy in facing its own storm. Even Camilla's closest allies, former society friends, old press connections, event partners, go silent. Her children offer no public comment. Her team resigns. Sponsors for her charities vanish. She is, effectively, alone. Public polling shows William's approval rating skyrocketing to 89%, the highest for a royal since Diana. He's hailed as the defender of the crown, the man who stood up not just for the monarchy, but for his father. News coverage shifts from scandal to transition. Commentators begin calling it a new era of royal accountability. Charles's quiet strength is praised, Anne's role is elevated. And Camilla? She becomes a case study, a cautionary tale. For decades, she climbed through controversy, reshaped her image, and claimed a crown many said was never truly hers. Now, in the eyes of the world, it never was. Camilla in exile, a queen with no throne. She doesn't leave through the front gate. There's no procession, no farewell wave, no ceremonial exit. Just a black SUV quietly pulling away from the back of Buckingham Palace, shortly after midnight. Inside sits Camilla, pale, tear-streaked, and silent. No longer protected, no longer royal. She clutches her bag with trembling hands. Aides are gone, bodyguards reassigned. The car takes her away from the only world she's fought to enter for over 30 years. The destination, Ray Mill House, the countryside estate she once considered a peaceful retreat. Now it's her prison. The press doesn't miss it. Despite the late hour, long lens cameras catch a glimpse through the tinted glass. Camilla's face, hollow, aging overnight. The image goes viral within minutes. Memes flood the internet. Headlines write themselves, "The Queen Who Fell." From throne to silence. When she arrives at Ray Mill, there's no staff to greet her. No flowers. No press waiting for her side of the story. Just silence. Her phone rings once, a withheld number, and she lets it go to voicemail. No one calls again. Inside, she paces alone. The TV plays on mute, cycling through the footage, again and again. The press conference, the ventilator tape, William's words, Charles's face. Camilla is stripped of all royal titles, banished from Buckingham Palace. The final blow? Her name disappears from the royal family's official website by dawn. Biography deleted. Photo removed. Event history wiped. It's like she was never there. Her children stay silent. Her friends disappear. The monarchy moves on. And for the first time, Camilla truly understands what it means to be invisible. William rises. A new era begins. The morning after the press conference, Prince William arrives at Buckingham Palace not as a son in waiting, but as a leader. He enters through the front gates, flanked by advisors and security, walking shoulder to shoulder with King Charles, who looks frail but composed. Behind them, the mood is serious. This is not a return to business as usual. This is the beginning of restoration. The first change comes immediately. An internal review of all royal protocols, with Princess Anne appointed head of accountability operations, a role she accepts with quiet pride. Then comes William's private meeting with his father. No cameras, no advisors, just two men in a quiet study, bonded not by power, but by pain. "The future is yours now," Charles tells him. "Restore honor." William nods. His voice is steady. "I'll start with Mum." He orders Princess Diana's legacy projects to be fully revived, expanded, and honored annually with a new National Day of Remembrance. A special vault is designated in her name. The sapphire earrings returned, sealed, and never to be worn again. That same week, William and Catherine appear publicly, hand in hand, addressing charity leaders at an event long overdue. The reception is thunderous. Papers across the world hail the moment. The new guard has arrived. William the Restorer. Monarchy reborn. Camilla's name is never mentioned again. There is no press correction, no follow-up, no statement of regret from Charles, because the crown, by design, only looks forward. And in the quiet of Buckingham Palace, as dusk settles, a father and son sit side by side in the royal study, No throne between them, just understanding. One led the monarchy into fire, the other carried it out. And for the first time in years, the path ahead is clear. Camilla fades. William rises. The crown survives. Camilla leaves in disgrace, stripped of access, power, and protection. The palace doors close behind her. Permanently. Charles recovers. William rises. The monarchy stabilizes under those who actually defend it. And one truth echoes across Britain. Anyone who threatens the king answers to the future King William showed no mercy.